Good morning, boys and girls. I'm so excited to see some of you that we didn't get to see yesterday. Oh, yay. Okay, so first order of business. I know some of you tried to make it to the meeting yesterday and things happened and there was some confusion about times. But does everybody now understand where your schedule is for the day and how to get to your lessons? Give me a thumbs up if you know what to do. You know when you have ELA. You know when you have math. Okay, if you don't, I need you to email me. Okay, or Mrs. McGuff, either one of us. Also, we sent an email out to you guys and your parents last night. Your live ELA and math and science lessons are mandatory. Can anybody tell me what mandatory means? Alex Bush, what's mandatory mean?
Like you don't have to attend them, but if you want to, you can.
That's called optional. I'm so glad I asked this question. Thank you. Angelina Roach, what's mandatory?
You have to go to it.
Mandatory means you have to go to it. Okay? Optional means you don't have to, but you can if you want to. So, for example, Wednesday with me, that's optional. Okay? You don't have to go to Wednesdays with me unless you need help, unless you have questions, unless you're missing work, anything like that. But Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday are mandatory and you gotta be there. We want to see your face. We're taking attendance. Okay? We're keeping track of whether or not you're coming and whether or not you're doing the work. Okay? I am missing assignments for yesterday from, I'm not going to call names, but I'm going to tell you how many people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people. And Nadia doesn't count because she was sick, so that's 10. 10 people I'm missing work from. So I'm going to show you how you can find out if you're missing work. Are you ready?
Hey, Mrs. Hart, can I interject real fast?
Yeah.
Can somebody tell us why we want you, or why Mr. Zimmerman and all the boss people say you have to come to these live meetings? Why is that the case? There's a reason for it. What do you think, Isabella Albright?
Because you might need to say something important, or you might need to switch up something.
Okay, that's true. What else? Why do you have to come, Chase?
Because it helps you learning.
Right, and it's school, guys. It's school. We're just doing it remotely. So you can't miss. It's like deciding not to come to math or ELA that day. This is important. We're teaching you things you need in your life.
Right.
And you have to come. Just like, what if Mrs. Erd and I didn't show up? Or Miss Curry, we just chose not to show up. It's different if you have a doctor's appointment, you're sick, you have an emergency, that's different. But you just can't decide not to come to school. That's your job, just like being teachers is our job. Okay?
Yeah. And if
So
you're...
I'm sorry to interject.
No, I'm glad you did.
It's really important. And the one thing that we wanted to say in our email, there are so many of you doing beautiful, beautiful work, and you should be very proud of yourselves. And really, honestly, the people that need to come don't. That's the bottom line. The people who are struggling and not doing well are not coming to our meetings. And that's what you guys need to do. Okay?
Yeah.
So, Angelina Roach.
I forgot to send you like my math and my science.
Oh my gosh, you have to tell that in confession. It's all good. No worries. Juliana Roach.
I forgot to send you mine too.
Well, it's okay for your sister, but not for you.
All right, we ready?
All right, sorry to interrupt there.
No, I'm glad that you did, Mrs. McGuff. It's true. So I asked Mr. Zimmerman yesterday. I texted him. I said, "Hey, Mr. Zimmerman, are these lessons mandatory?" And he said, "Oh yeah, they're going to school. It's just they're at home going to school." Okay, so you have to be there. And we want to see your faces because we miss you already. But the most important thing is we're teaching you. We're literally teaching you, just like we would if we were in class, except now I'm sitting on my couch in comfy pants and a hat, which I wouldn't be doing at school. So I'm kind of about it right now. Okay, so Miss Curry and I have been doing some investigating in Schoology about how to make sure that we can show you your grades and how we can make it easier for you to know if you've done your work. And how to make it easier on us when we're doing your report cards next marking period. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and I want to show you what your Schoology page looks like. Can you see my screen? No, right? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Thank you. Okay. This is, so when you go onto Schoology in your ELA course, over on the left-hand side over here, and I'm not going to scroll up because then you can see whose report card this is, or grade book it is, but it says grades. Okay, so when you go over to ELA, you click on grades, and you can see marking period 2 here. Don't pay attention to marking period 1 because we really didn't know what we were doing yet. So marking period 2. Right now I have things broken down by classwork, spelling, and writing assignments. Obviously there's no writing assignments yet, but there will be. If you got a score for something, here it is. Okay, 4 out of 4 on the reading 2 check. Chapter 3 reading check, a 3 out of 3. Okay, this was the due date right here. Notice there's no score here, there's just a line. What do you think this little piece of paper means? Raise your hand if you can tell me what this little piece of paper means.
Go ahead, Juliana.
That you didn't do it?
Nope. This line means that it's not graded, and if it was left alone like that with no piece of paper, it would mean you didn't do it. So what does this mean? Alexa Redmond?
I didn't get graded yet.
But you did it. This little piece of paper right here, or whatever we think this is, means that you submitted your work. So if you notice, this person submitted their day 10 Great Minds Teacher in Sync journal. Did I grade it? Not yet, but they did it. Okay, spelling, workbook pages. This is the due date here. They're graded. If they didn't do it, it would just be a little line. Okay? So you can start checking that out on your own for marking period 2. And if you have questions, let me know. I'm going to not update Empower School, I don't think, for marking period 2. I'm going to just try to focus on getting everything onto Schoology. That was a lot of work. And a lot of times you guys would say, hey, did you update Power School yet? And I would say, no, I haven't, but it's been 2 weeks. So Schoology will now be the most updated version. And I'll send an email out just so you know you have all that. Are there any questions?
ELA, math
Yes.
and science are not set up yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can check your ELA, but not math or science.
And then to chime in for my friends, yours is going to look just a little different than Mrs. Eretz because I have you for all 3 subjects, so I can't separate it by spelling, by reading, by writing tasks. I don't have that option to do that, so I have it separated just by subject. So it's by math, by science, by ELA, because you're all in one class for that, whereas your ELA class is separate, your science is separate. So on the technical end for me, I had to just do it by subject, and I have a video. I don't remember if I sent it out yet in an email or if I plan to today. I have a video that I created that kind of walks through exactly what Mrs. Ari just showed you, but you'll be able to see what you'll see on your end with my group then.
Yeah, can I add to that? For your friends that meet with you specifically, guys, you know who you are. You're going to Miss Curry's page to see your grades, your ICR page, not mine, because I'm not updating it. She is. Okay? So don't go, if you go to mine and you see, oh my God, I'm missing all this work, you may not be. Okay, don't worry.
And then in addition to that, assignments on Mrs. Miller's page or Mrs. McGuff's page, it's not counting onto my page. So you have to be consistent. Only do things on my page. This way everything is graded and you'll be able to see everything on the list right then and there. So you don't have to email us all the time, or you don't have to wonder what assignment did I not finish or what did I not do. Like Mrs. Erin said, if you see that little line, it means that it's not done. Maybe you just didn't submit it. So go back and submit it. All right? So before you email saying, I did it, but there's a little line, check to see if you submitted it yet. Because that might be, or I'm sorry, the little piece of paper that Mrs. Art was showing, that might be your answer onto why it wasn't completed. So that'll be a real nice way for you to see what work you still have to owe us. If you see a whole bunch of little lines and no pieces of paper, that means you have some work to do. So start the second period off fresh.
Yes, please. Everybody. Also, we all sent you an email yesterday. Please go check your emails. And again, if you're not checking your emails daily, you need to be multiple times a day. There was something I was going to add to that. But Bella Wicken, you had a question? No. Are there any questions before we move on to the next topic?
Can I add something, Mrs. Errett?
Yes. And then remind me about marking period 1. Go ahead.
Okay. So in the email that we composed and sent to you yesterday, we said this, and this is, we're really going to stick to our guns, and I'll tell you the reason why. Your work is due on the day it's assigned. Okay? Today, your work is due today, not December 5th, not January 9th. Okay? We are no longer taking anything that's late unless you're sick, or there's an exception, or your computer blew up, or something happened, okay? Because in middle school, they're not going to do this. And we know this is a big transition for everyone. And marking period 1, we were very lenient. We're still grading work. Some people are submitting September work. I can't even remember September. And people are trying to submit work. And we don't want you to get into a bad habit, because they won't tolerate this in middle school. So we really have to do our jobs as teachers and make sure you're accountable for your work. Again, if you're sick or you had an emergency, that's different. But some of you just do it when you feel like it months later, and we can't let that happen anymore. Okay?
That reminds me, marking period 1 is totally closed. We are not accepting any more work for marking period 1. I'm not looking at anybody's work for marking period 1. I am doing report cards now. So it is totally done. Don't ask me, did I hand in everything for marking period 1? I answered the last email about it this morning. It is donezo. We are moving on to marking period 2 and staying there for a little while. Belle, Wicken?
So on the thing that you told us, like where we see our grades, I tried to press on it, but like I can't, like I pressed on it and like it stays on that page.
What page? Okay, we'll stay on after. We'll talk. Okay. Miss McGuff?
Yes.
That's all I got. I do want to see a couple people at the end, but you can...
Okay. I see Connor Rainey's going to Chestnut Ridge Middle School. He's got a cool shirt on.
Ooh, let's
You're
see.
all ready, huh, Connor?
How do you see that?
My sister ordered me one. I mean, my mom ordered me one for next week.
It's really cool. Stan, can you show everybody? I never saw that shirt before. It's cool. Getting ready for the ridge. Getting ready for the ridge. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. I don't have much to say today, but my math news. Mr. Renzi found a really cool game, 3-0. Did anyone play it? I sent an email. Alexa Redmond, how was it? Or Alexa Grubb, how was that game?
I play that game a lot, like before you sent the email.
You go, girl. Alexa Grubb, did you try it?
Yeah, it was good.
It's hard because you have to find ways to make 0 and eliminate numbers, but it's really good for your math sense. It's amazing. Connor Rainey, what would you like to say?
I think I did it before. Mr. Renzi said that's what part of it.
Awesome. It's in the bonus games. It's called 3-2-0.
Yeah, I did it.
And it's kind of like the 24 Club, but it's better, I think. Yes, Alex Bush.
I played it before you
You guys are ahead of me. Awesome sauce. You can earn a lot of stickers on that game. Okay?
I beat the game.
You are amazing. You are amazing. And my other tip for my first in math players, those of you who do it, you might want to start working on the know and shows, because that is more like middle school math. So the know and shows are a lot of ELA and math that got married and a lot of word problems. And that's a good skill to start practicing before you go over to the Ridge next year. All right?
I beat 5th grade and 3rd grade.
Well, then take yourself to 6th grade. Mackenzie, go to 6th grade if you're already, because you can set your bar higher. Okay? See how you do with the 6th grade problems. Autumn.
I actually play the 3 moves to 0. I'm on round 4, game 15.
You go, girl. Mr. Renzi was sleeping then. Well, me too, because he's the one who told me about it. Okay, great. So, this is kind of amazing. Yesterday, in my homeroom, the player of the day earned 511 stickers in one day. And that she earned more stickers than 13 of you have earned all year in one day. She did that much work. So, big shout out to Katie Richardson. You go. Is she on here?
I'm checking.
And Mr. Consistent in Miss Eric's room, our player of the day plays every single day, and so many times this person's come in 2nd place. But every day this person's practicing math, which is amazing. So our player in Miss Eric's class is Chase. So way to go with Chase. Okay. Miss Curry and I were talking yesterday. I think our live meetings went really well.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was so patient and organized and worked well. So we're going to try to follow that same format again today for math and ELA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So thank you very much. We know this isn't easy, and we know this is a difficult switch in schedule, but you all did amazing on your meetings. We'd love to see more of you today, but the people who came yesterday, I think it was awesome, and I hope you feel the same.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I have.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't. I'm lying. So sorry. When you're staying on here for math, we have some practice warm-up problems. So if you want your whiteboard and your marker, or if you just want some scrap paper, you will be multiplying and dividing some conversions today. Yesterday, the contest in my homeroom, the ladies won the math contest, but in Miss Eric's room, the gentleman won. So we are at a tie. We'll see who breaks the tie today. That's it. I'm done.
I put in the chat some people that I want to stay on the call. I know your homeroom is staying on, right?
True.
So from my homeroom, I need Ashanti Carter, Bella Wiccan, and Micah to stay on this call, and then all of Mrs. McGuff's kids are going to stay on too. Okay. Are there any questions before my guys head on off the call?
Olivia Dingler, do you have a question?
This is Eric.
Yeah.
When I try and access the thing to see if I missed any work, it just won't let me access it.
What does it say? Can you tell me or no?
Like it hasn't popping up.
Okay, I'll look at it after. Okay.
Sophia, what do you have?
About the Melon thing, I'm pretty sure it is. I did 2 problems on it, and then I moved to the next one, and I can't click the 3rd answer, for the next problem, no matter what, every game. So I have to go home and then log back on the Melon show and do 2 more problems home. And I have to keep going like that, and I don't know if it's for anyone else.
Okay, let's do this. When you get a chance, try grade 6. Because you could probably do some grade 6. Get out of the 5s. And let's see, because it sounds like a glitch in the system. So let me look into that. But see if it, put yourself up to middle school and see if you can get through more than 2 problems, the technology-wise. They're going to be harder.